attractive to you?
Yeah, I like the creative financing, lease purchase, and other creative financing stuff.
Oh, okay, okay. How long have you been studying, so to speak, the real estate game?
Well, what I did was last October through like February, I
Yeah.
had a bunch of pretty heavy campaigns and I didn't close a deal. So now I'm back. We had a crazy busy season. So now I'm back at it, getting, some sales training.
Oh, okay. All right. So you felt like that might have been the weakness in your
Oh, yeah,
strategy,
for sure.
was your ability to get on the phone and close people?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. You think it'll help you? I know you said you're going to leave the CPA business, but you're still in it now.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I'm in it
So
for.
it'll actually help you in your CPA business as well, as far as acquiring new customers, or do you get most of your customers from referral?
Well, I mean, we go out there and do referrals. We talk to bankers and lawyers and all this, word of mouth stuff. But I'm not, actively looking to add anybody on because we're
Oh,
like
okay.
more of a higher end company. We deal with like these multi millionaires, and I'm
Oh,
not looking
wow.
to do any accounting or anything like that. So I'm strictly here to do real estate.
Got it. Got it. Justin got off before I was able to ask him. Justin, in case you're monitoring, I don't know if you're streaming, but if you're not, you can go ahead and start streaming now.
Where's this showing up on now? YouTube?
Facebook and YouTube, and a couple of other platforms. Those are the only two that I monitor on the side. I'm actually not able to do a lot of monitoring right now because I'm on a Chromebook. I'm actually away from home, and the Chromebook has some limitations. So he's actually co-piloting everything from his end, but I'm able to co-host and admit people in and do stuff like that. So I have limited controls at this point, but he's got it on lock. He knows what he's doing.
All right.
Yeah, well, Anthony, welcome, man. Appreciate having you here.
Thanks. Yep.
Do you have some role play and stuff that you were thinking you might want to do? Any scenarios that have come up, or were you just looking to kind of listen in?
I was going to listen in a little bit, then maybe join in later. I mean, yeah, I don't know really how this works, so
Okay. Okay. All right. So Justin says we're live. We're good. Aisha, are you kidding me? Oh, she was there for a second and then she disappeared. Okay. All right. Jazzo, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Are you there?
Likewise, sir. Little choppy in the audio transmission.
Oh, okay.
I'm here. Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you great.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's better.
Okay. Jerry Smith is here. Thanks for showing up, Jerry. Appreciate it. Alex Aguilar is here.
Yeah, Alex and Kiara.
Hey,
Hey, how you guys doing?
good. How
I'm
are you
great.
today?
Doing great, thanks. Thanks for showing up for us. You guys have some scenarios or something? Come on, man. Last couple of weeks we haven't had a whole bunch of stuff. And I know that people are being challenged out there on the phones. So what kind of challenges are you guys facing that we could role play our way through? Anything at all? Any scenarios, or in fact, if you have some properties and stuff that you might be wanting to take a look at, we can do that. So talk to me. Alex, tell me about how are you and Tiara doing your business right now?
How do you mean? Like how are we
Yeah,
we're both making phone
how are you
calls.
marketing? What systems are you using? What is your target market?
PropStream.
You using PropStream?
Yeah, we're in a couple different markets right now we're trying out.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been using PropStream for sale by owner just for a little challenge here and there.
Okay. Have you been making calls, or have you just been sending out text messages? What have you been doing?
Yeah, we've been making calls.
Okay. So how are those calls going? And what kind of challenges are you experiencing in the calls?
Well, good question. I would say the biggest challenge right now is just trying to like compose all the different pieces of the guts method into the
Yeah.
call while it's happening. Um,
Okay.
but I mean, really the challenges of just kind of trying to cut through the seller's BS.
He said the seller BS. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Other than that, I mean, I
I
have
mean,
a situation.
what are they throwing at you that you might stumble over that maybe we can role play through?
Okay, maybe I have one. For
Okay.
example, I just talked to a for sale by owner who was on Zillow, and he owes about like a little under 260 on his mortgage, 260,000.
Okay.
And he wanted to get $85,000, like walking away. He'd be done with it. That's what he said he'd do if he wanted to do business today. However, it was going for on the market when I looked into the comparables, it was going for about 262 on the market, so what it was pretty much exactly what it was worth, what he owed.
Okay.
And I had a hard time trying to convert him because he said he didn't want to deal with the whole tenant and toilets, and he really wasn't that motivated. He said he could move by the end of next year. So I had a hard time converting him into like something because a cash offer wouldn't make sense for him.
Or selling it on the market.
I don't know if there was any place to go, and this is why I say that, because a lot of times we get into these conversations, and because we have a live body on the line, we think that there's actually a deal there. But the box is only so large, right? And we can only fit so much in the box. If you're looking at comparables in this 262 range, and he's talking about 85K to walk away, what does he need the 85K for?
See, I wasn't able to get that from him. He was very unmotivated. This is one of my first few calls that I've been making. So,
Got it.
I'm just starting to get this experience. So I wasn't sure how to get that information from him. He was very lackadaisy, I'm not in a rush.
Yeah, yeah. And basically when you see something like that, I am going to try to share my screen, you guys. I'm not sure, like I said, I'm on a different type of computer. I'm going to see if I can find my handouts for the Wednesday class. I'm away from home, so I'm looking at some stuff. I want to put this up so that you can take a look at it, Tiara. This is going to kind of help you. And if I can get it up, I want you to just take a screenshot of it.
Okay.
All right, so here we go. I got it up. Let's see if I can share screens now. Aisha, welcome back, sweetie. It's great to see you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I've been receiving these welcome back things from you now, also from Justin. It makes me feel happy that at least I'm welcome back.
Yeah, man, you've been missed. You've been out there grinding, or you went back to your
No. I was away, taking care of my parents. They were both very ill.
Oh, how are they? Are they better? Are they making progress?
No, not so much. But the thing is, I'm back for a few months, and I have to start the remote investing thing going again, or rather restart it, so that when I'm back there, I can still do it.
Okay, all right, good for you. Well, it's amazing to have you back, and
thank you so much.
I'll be sending up prayers and everything for your family. I certainly, I hope that everything is just, improves and they get their blessing and, they start to get well. It's not COVID, is it?
My father did have COVID, and then he had a lot of complications afterwards with heart attacks, pneumonia, God knows what. So for the past 5 months, that's all I was involved with.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry to hear that. Well, I'm sure everybody else on here, myself especially, is going to be praying for you and, you know, wishing you the best. And we're here to support you if you need, okay?
Thank you. And I'll touch base with you separately also.
That sounds great. That sounds great. Look forward to it. Can you guys see my, you're welcome, sweetie. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. So here is the hold on. Okay, so here is the breakdown that we use. Justin Chapman has put this together based on the gut system, and it's sort of a visual that we use to kind of walk us through where we're at in any particular process. And also, there's some keys in here that I want you guys to really focus on, especially the people who are just getting started. So rule number one, always set the agenda. What does that look like? What does that sound like? You've heard Claude do it. If you've been on any other calls, you know what it is. And it's basically just letting someone know, you know, what's going to happen on this call. Look, I'd love to be able to ask you some questions. You ask me some questions. And at the end of this call, you know, if we have something that we can move forward with, I'd love to, you know, let's move forward. If not, feel free to fire me. Is that okay? They'll say something like that. It won't always be the same wording. It won't always be exactly the same, but you always want to make sure that you let the person know exactly what it is that you're trying to do, and then give them an opportunity to, you know, jump off if they want to by, okay, I don't know what that is. Jump off if they want to. And you've basically got about 3 minutes to qualify or disqualify the prospect. So just based on what you were telling me about the guy that you were talking to, if we were to go over here on this scale, on a scale of 1 to 10, that guy was probably a 2 or a 3. He's the kind of person who you wonder, why the hell did you even put your property on? Why did you even put it out there if you're not ready to talk? Now, unless, and this will start happening for you as you progress and get more practice along the way, what will happen is that you'll start to be able to hear what they're not saying, right? Right now, you're in that phase of trying to go through, so it's, as much as Claude says, we don't do presentations, because we're learning a new system, we're kind of still in presentation mode. So you're kind of like going through your mental checkbox. Don't worry about that. That's the whole idea of you getting through as many calls as you possibly can, so that you will immediately start to, you know, get away from that and start hearing what the person is saying. The key to these conversations is to listen. All of this stuff right here, all you do with this stuff is you fit it into whatever it is that you're hearing from these people. Some of it spoken and some of it unspoken, right? So with that guy, I'm assuming, and this is a guess, you probably went in there as a brand new person and you immediately started talking about the deal, immediately start talking about the property, the money, or something like that, right? Sometimes what you have to do is you have to meet them where they're at, right? So if people are angry, Claude likes to do this one where he goes, I'm sorry, it feels to me like you're kind of angry, and I don't know if it's at me. Did I do something? And then he makes them sort of, and I do the exact same thing, by the way. I make them tell me where they are. And if they're not ready to talk, I'll say, you know what, this may be a bad time for you. Can we go ahead and, you know, maybe I'll give you a call back at some time. But first, before I go there, I need to know, do you really want to sell your property, or is this just a good idea for you, or you have all the time in the world and this is not something you want to do right now? And that'll lead into some more disclosure on their part, right? Letting you know if in fact they are any kind of serious about doing this. Because if they're not serious, we don't want to waste any time. On this motivation scale that you're looking at right here, all deals occur at 8, 9, and 10. Does that make sense?
Yeah, where they're emotionally really involved.
Yeah, well, where their need or their greed is at a peak. Hold on one second. I have a bunch of folks waiting. Give me 1 second. Okay. Okay, so at a point at which their need or their greed is identified, it's peaked, they're present to it, they know exactly what needs to happen, and you have identified yourself as the person who's going to make it happen for them. Okay, so until you can move them to an 8, 9, or 10, very unlikely that you're going to have a deal. And that goes back to you must fire an unqualified prospect. You have 3 minutes in which to do that, to determine whether or not this prospect is qualified. If somebody gets on the phone, there's another thing that Claude says too, is you're the most important person on that call. They're not the most important person on the call, you are. You have to protect yourself emotionally, mentally, and in every way so that you can be at your best when you do engage someone who is an 8, 9, or 10 and are ready to move forward with a transaction. Because if you waste your mental and emotional energy on people who are just unmotivated, they're just playing games, they're not ready to move. While you're messing around with them, somebody else is calling that guy who's already at 8, 9, or 10 and is just waiting for somebody to make him a decent offer. Right? So that's the mindset part of this. That's what you go in with. Look, I'm the one who's running this. I'm the one who's in control. I can provide you with what you need, if in fact you even know what you need. If you don't know what you need, I'm going to help you identify it. All right. But you have to be willing to speak with me, and you have to be willing to be honest with me. Is that something we can do, Mr. Seller, or maybe not?
Yeah, that was really
Do you
good.
get the posture?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what you're going to be working on initially on your calls. It's easy to get into that mindset like you're begging for something. You're not begging for anything, especially with the leads that you're working with, because you're working with leads for motivated sellers that have already raised their hands. Is that correct? You're working with for sale by owner type of thing?
Right. Yeah, that's what I was going.
Yeah. So they're already, they raised their hands, right? They raised their hands. So now you really just have to find out from them how motivated they are. And if you notice in the marketplace in many areas of the country right now, the motivation level is going higher and higher just by virtue of the fact that we are starting to see a significant decline in the multiple offers, the overpriced offers, the offers with no contingencies. Those things are starting to decline in some areas of the country, and in some areas they're declining rapidly. People are starting to get a sense that, you know what, this doesn't even make sense at this point. And then they're hearing stories about people who went in because they could qualify for a higher mortgage because of a lower interest rate. They went in, they made offers, they wanted so badly to get this house. They removed contingencies such as inspections and stuff like that. And now people have overpaid, and in some cases they've overpaid for some junk. And the market will start to correct itself. It always does. You can talk to anybody, you can talk to Justin or anyone else in this business who has been around long enough. It looks like this. It always corrects, right? And our job is to just try to anticipate when it is for us to be doing either buying or selling, right? That's our job. That's what it means to be an investor. You can always be buying and you can always be selling, and that's where you fit in the different types of methodologies that you're going to use in order to buy or sell, whether you're going to be doing subject to, whether you're going to be doing lease options, whether you're going to be doing seller, wraparound mortgages, whether you're going to be doing hotel. All of those different methods, they fit into the environment based on, one, what the environment looks like, and two, what you're trying to accomplish. For example, with me, what I'm trying to accomplish now, because last year I was able to turn a few deals. So now I'm in a position where I'm looking to acquire properties, and I don't have a whole bunch of money to go out and buy properties outright. So my methodology right now is I'm focused on subject to properties or seller participation properties where I can solve their problem, but they participate with me in solving the problem. And I can acquire properties and, either refinance them down the road, let them hold on to the mortgage for as long as possible, but different strategies like that. So I'm assuming that right now, this is an assumption, you're probably in the let's stack some cash mode.
Yes, and with my experience, I feel maybe one of my weaker points is not understanding all the strategies completely to determine which one is best at the
okay.
situation.
So let me give you some advice on that. You're part of a team right now that has a whole lot of talent on there. And you could start with Claude. Claude can either walk you through a scenario or direct you to somebody whom he knows within this organization or group, or with Justin, or whoever we work with. We have coaches on our team, through Justin, that can help you as far as that's concerned. Your job right now in the beginning is to determine motivation. Get people on the line, determine motivation, and then get on the wire right away, and we'll help you put the deal together. So, forget about, that right now. Imagine that your only job right now is to go fish for motivation.
Yeah, that makes it simpler.
Right? Then you don't have to, worry about, I don't know how to do a subject to, how does the lease option paperwork all come together? Do I need to record this, or do I need to open escrow? And what about the earnest money deposit? Those are all the things that are running through your head, right?
Right.
So try your best. You're going to study that stuff during your off time. Like that's going to be your study time. But while you're working on the phones, you have one job: find motivation or create motivation.
Right.
So identifying stuff. And there's going to be a phase where in the beginning, you're going to you're going to kind of be on the script mode. Your goal is to go through enough conversations so you don't have to think about the script mode anymore, where all of this stuff just kind of becomes synergistic and you extract the information, but it doesn't have to be a pattern. But until then, like I said, you could take a screenshot of this, and this will kind of walk you through and also help you check off where you are in any conversation.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it really helps. Thank you for pulling this up.
Yeah. It kind of gives you a certain comfort level. So, do you want to go through a quick just role play with me? We'll go through the agenda, the qualification, and the closing.
Sure. Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So I'll set up a scenario where you are. I am calling to purchase your property, and you have a property. If you want to write these numbers down so you don't have to remember. So okay. We'll just say that your property, that you want $200K for your property. Okay. The property needs about $30K worth of work. The property is currently vacant, let's say. And we're just making this up as we go, obviously, right?
Right.
So the property is currently vacant. You have a mortgage on the property, but the mortgage is small. We'll say $40K. Okay. And the property itself is worth, let's see, we'll say the property is worth 290. Okay? You with me?
Mhm.
Okay, so that's your scenario. You can kind of work along with me as we go along and, you know, figure out what your motivation is and stuff. And you can just make it up as you go, right? And just kind of, you know, flow with it. Okay. So,
Okay.
okay. Tiana, right?
Tiara.
Okay. So you can just, you know, use your real name. We're not going to make anything up, and I'm going to go and call you. Ring ring.
Hello, who's this?
Tiana, is this Tiana?
Yeah, this is Tiara.
Hey, Tiara, this is Victor. Am I too late? Did you sell the house already?
The house. Oh yeah, the house. Oh no, it hasn't sold yet.
Oh, okay. I saw you had it listed for 200,000. It's still available then.
Oh yeah, it's still on the market.
Okay, good. Okay, so what this call is about is, you know, if you're interested in making a deal today, I'd like to see if I can come up with an offer that makes sense to you. And I'm gonna walk you through some things. I'm gonna ask you some questions. You can ask me some questions. And if whatever I say doesn't work for you, you know, feel free to fire me. How does that sound?
You know, that sounds great.
Okay, good, perfect. So let me ask you, you're asking 262 for the property. Do you know how much the I'm sorry, 200K, how much is the property worth? Do you know?
Yeah, well, I did get it evaluated. It's about 290 actually.
Okay, so you paid for an appraisal, or how did you do that valuation?
Well, I did a Zillow estimate, and my cousin's a realtor, so they did a valuation for me.
Okay, got it. So there's some other properties in the area that are selling for what you are asking for your property?
Yes.
Okay, all right. You sounded a little bit unsure, and that's okay because most of us don't go out, you know, we're not realtors, so we don't go out and we don't do that kind of stuff. So you got some information, you figured the value is about right, and hopefully by the end of this conversation, we'll come to some clarity on that.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, great. Okay, so let me tell you what I do. I buy properties, and I buy properties all over the country. Right? Sometimes I buy those properties sight on. Oftentimes, most times though, I'll have somebody that will come and visit the property. Do you have a problem at all with me not being right there in your neighborhood to buy your property?
No, that shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, good. All right, perfect. Now, to be direct, why exactly are you selling the property, Tiara?
Well, you know, it's just time that I leave this state, the economy, the taxes. It's just a lot.
Oh, okay. So the property, is it vacant, or is somebody in the property now?
The property is vacant.
How long?
It's been about 2 months. So like I said, I had to get out of the state and in town, and now I got 2 mortgages because it's been vacant for these last couple months, and I just can't do all of these expenses.
Wow. 2 mortgages. Yeah, that's murder. Are you moving because of work, or is your income being affected while you do this? So it's adding an additional strain?
I work virtually, so it's not really my work. It's more so the environment out here. It's just the economy.
So when you say the environment, am I calling about a war zone property? Is that what we're talking about, or we're talking a different type of environment?
Different type of environment. I would say more so all of the taxes and the interest rates that are going up again. maintenance.
Oh my
you
God.
know,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
the-
I'm a California guy, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right, exactly. So, and that's why I didn't want to deal with a realtor and with
Okay.
all these extra expenses that are just adding and piling up. It's just, I moved to a state that's it's way less expensive. It's
Okay.
in Texas, the taxes are different than California here, so it's a lot better for me.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for sharing that. I really appreciate you, being open with the information and stuff. I know you get a lot of calls and, so that's very magnanimous. Do you mind if we talk about the money?
No, not at all.
Okay, good. All right. So if I was to walk up to you right now with a bag full of cash, what's the absolute best price you could give me for the property, assuming you're not going to pay any closing costs and you're not going to have any issues with the property whatsoever? I'll take it completely off your hands for whatever's in the bag. How much do I need to put in that bag?
200K. Well, with my mortgage, I'd be walking away with 160,000. Right, 160K.
Okay, so
because
you have
I
a
owe
40K
40 grand on the mortgage.
Okay, all right. I'm just making some notes. Bear with me, okay?
No, I appreciate you taking notes and listening.
So off the role play a little bit. What you just said is exactly the mindset that I want to get them into. I want to get them into that I'm in bed with them. We're working together. We're trying to figure it out, and I'm here to solve their problem.
Okay.
Right? That's
That's
sort
a good
of,
one.
yeah, that sort of way of feeling that, you got somebody on your team, not just somebody calling, trying to, jack you out of your property.
Right.
Okay. So you want to kind of establish that just through your wording and just kind of through your interest, edification, giving them pats on the back, thanking them for sharing information with you, et cetera, it goes a long way, with people. And you probably, if you're in guts, that's kind of how you play that particular game. And and it's just human psychology, right? We all like to be important in a conversation.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So back on the role play. Okay. So if I was to give you 200,000, there's an existing mortgage of 400,000. Let me ask you a little bit about the condition of the property. What kind of work does the property need? I know that it's vacant. Was it occupied before? Did you live in it, or did you have tenants?
See, I had tenants that were in there, and with California, the tenants have way more rights than I do. So they just tore it up, and I have about 30, grand of work that I need to put into it.
How did you come to that number?
Whoever wants to take it, it's as is.
How did you come to that number? 30 grand.
Well, like I said, my realtor friend.
So you guys kind of walked through the property?
Yeah, they walked through the property and they were able to give me their averages and their estimates.
Okay, all right. So that's based on a realtor estimate of some folks who are in the business, and they kind of give you an idea. All right. So what am I going to be spending my $30,000 on? How's your roof?
The roof is in great condition.
How old?
I just replaced it 2 years ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so it's perfect.
Good to hear. I love that. How about the electrical? Is the electrical up to date, current, up to current standards with passing the inspections?
Yes.
Okay, so nothing needs to be changed, maybe some outlets or whatever, but no major electrical stuff.
Yeah, no major electrical anything. It might just be some aesthetics on the inside of the home. All
right. How about the plumbing? Tell me about the plumbing. Is it copper plumbing? Is it galvanized pipe? Is it PEX? And when's the last time it was serviced or you had any issues with it?
Well, it was recently taken care of when I moved 2 months ago. I had family in the plumbing business. So, you know, that's the best of the best for me.
Oh, nice. Okay, great. Is it a slab or is it a raised foundation?
It's a slab.
Okay, and no problems with the slab? No
No.
cracks? You know, you're in California, slabs are not you know, really attractive in California, but you haven't noticed any cracks or any foundation issues, any cracks in the walls, any settling?
No, not at all. No.
Okay, how old is the house?
It was built in 2000.
Oh, okay, so it's a relatively new house.
Right, fairly new.
Yeah, 21 years old. All right, so it looks like we have, you know, pretty much everything covered as far as the condition of the property. How soon do you want to get this done?
Well, you know, if I could get it done today, that's what I'd like to do.
That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. I would like to be able to figure out that, something that we can do together, and I'll send you over an agreement. Are you the only one on title?
You know, I am.
Oh, you are? Okay,
Yeah.
great. So is there anybody else who you go to, you know, to kind of sign off on your decisions or anything like that? Is there anybody else you're going to have to talk to that maybe we need to get on the line with us or something of that nature?
No, my husband's on the same page. He's a pretty busy man, but he supports whatever decisions I make.
Oh, okay. So you are married, but he's not on title.
Right.
Got it. Perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna take a look at some of the things that I need to take a look at. I'm gonna need to obviously do a little inspection on my own. But if I was to send you over an agreement today, give me just 1 second, Tiara. I'm looking at some numbers right now to see. Okay, you mentioned 200,000. Is that the absolute best number we can come up with? Is 200,000? The reason why I say that is because I'm looking at some other properties in the area that, you know, are a little bit newer and also have some upgrades and stuff that you may not have. And it looks like it might take me a little bit more to get this down than the 30K that we estimate. Now, again, I don't know that for sure, but is there another number that we can that we can talk, any kind of discount, you know, to the 200,000 that maybe we can work with?
Well, you know, I don't know about that. I feel like this number is what made me feel comfortable.
What's your absolute best price? If I bought this thing from you today, I mean, you know, assuming you're not paying anything, no commissions, no closing costs, you know, I'll get it closed up within 30 days. I used to say 10 days actually, but you know, with COVID and everything is slower. So I don't want to, you know, I don't want to blow smoke here.
Well, I don't know. What are you thinking? Because that's, you know, 200, it's already worth 290. There's only 40, you know, 30,000 worth of repairs. You're still cashing in on $20,000. You know, I don't know. What are you thinking?
Can we do 175 on this?
Well, I mean, you said that you're going to get this done within 30 days.
Yeah. And I'll send you over an agreement right now. Well, right now, within the next couple of hours, you'll have an agreement in your inbox, and I'd like to be able to follow up with you, and we can get it done.
Well, you know, with everything you're offering me, I think I can make 175.
Okay, off the role play. That's probably never going to happen.
I know.
So the reason I went to 175 is for you to be like, you know, you never take the first offer, right? Like you don't, and most of us don't, right?
Mhm.
So typically what's going to happen is you're going to counter me somehow.
Okay,
You're
let me
gonna
try
be
again.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, 175. No, I'm losing my shirt at 175.
Okay, let me try again.
Okay, all right, good. So, you know, I'm looking at 175, Tiara. That would allow me to, you know, make sure that I get everything up to, you know, 2021 standards and be able to move this property right away. Can we do 175?
I mean, Victor, it sounds like you're trying to get me for my home here. It sounds like you're trying to be one of those sleazy investors. What do you, I thought we,
Okay,
I thought
good.
we
You know what?
talked.
I definitely don't want to be that guy, but okay, so you know, I need to make this work. Obviously, I am an investor. This is how I feed my families. So you notice how I brought the family thing into there, like, you know, now
Yeah,
I'm trying
well,
to humanize it,
yeah.
right? This is how I feed my family. But okay, so if you can't do 175, you know, work with me a little bit. What can we do?
No. Well, I mean, I understand you have a family. I understand it. I have a family too.
Mhm.
You know, can we do 195?
195. 195. Well, that's hold on, guys. I need to shut this thing up. Put it on do not disturb. I apologize. Hopefully those are deals coming in, right? Tiara, 195. You know, good. Can we just do 180? Can I write it up for 180 and send it over to you and we move this forward right now?
What? I can't do 180. That's just so, I can't do that. What about 190? Can we do that? Can we do 190? That's already, you know, pretty low for me. I feel
You're
like.
a negotiator by trade, aren't you? I can tell. You've done this before.
Oh, you know,
Okay, let's do this. Let's meet halfway, 187.5 and call it a day. I get everything set up and we move forward. I'll set up an inspection date with you and everything. I'll get the documents over to you right away and follow up with you this evening. And if we can do a Zoom call, that would be ideal. That way you can, you know, see who I am. We can kind of go over everything and make a formal introduction. Is that something we can do or maybe not?
you know, that actually makes me sound way more comfortable. Is meeting on Zoom. Let's do this. Let's meet in the middle there.
Okay, all right. So I will write this up for 187.5 and I'll get it over to you right away. And so what is the absolute best time that you would have had a chance? Because I'm assuming even though your husband's not on title, you probably want to speak with him, yeah?
Oh yeah, I definitely want to have at least a quick call.
Okay, so if I follow up with you at 5 o'clock this afternoon, would you have had the opportunity to speak with him by then?
You know, yes, I would.
Okay, great. So does 5 o'clock sound like something we can do, or is 5:30 better? 2 options.
Let's do 5.
Okay, so 5 o'clock, and what I'll do is just prior to that, let me go ahead and get your email address, and I'll send you over a Zoom link so that we can get on Zoom. You have Zoom on your computer, or do you use something else?
Oh, I have Zoom. I can use that.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, and you'll be invited into my room so that there'll be no issues whatsoever. As long as you have the app, you're fine. Go ahead and give me your email address.
Perfect. It's mpr at wstonepro.com.
Perfect. And this is the absolute best phone number to reach you, the one we're on now?
Yes, it is.
Okay, great. All right, Tiara, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for taking the time to you know, share with me and listen to me and do all of those things. Now, I'm going to just ask you two quick questions and then we'll wrap this up. So on a scale from 1 to 10, Tiara, 10 being, let's do this right now, where are you as far as your motivation to get this done and move on with your life?
Oh, I'm a 12.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it. All right.
Yeah, this has been vacant for too long. I'm trying to wipe my hands clean of California.
Okay. And you know what? The whole time I've been talking to you, you've come off as a person of extreme integrity, right? You've come off as someone who keeps their word, lives as their word type of thing. So when I look to connect with you at 5 o'clock today, I can pretty much count that that's a done deal. And if something occurs, you will connect with me and let me know that it can't happen.
Of course, you're correct.
Okay, that's amazing. You know, so not everybody is like that, but I probably don't have to tell you. So Tiara, it's been an absolute pleasure. Look for my email. It'll be coming from Victor at thewalkerrealtygroup.com. You should have it in your email box within the next couple of hours, and then we'll do a Zoom call at 5 o'clock today. It's been amazing.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Victor.
All right, thank you, Tiara.
Okay.
Ta-da! Okay, so that's it. So if you noticed in our conversation, we went through all of the items of this, drew you a roadmap to let you kind of know what we were doing, got your permission to ask questions, let you know that you could fire me if in fact, you heard anything that you didn't want. I found out your why. Frustrated, you're moving, you're taxed, you have a bunch of issues. I could expand on that, and I may in future, but I have enough ammunition now to where I could revisit that at any time and sort of, use it for ammo, right? Mm-hmm. We talked about the money. We kind of, did that. I managed to extract another 12.5 out of this deal for myself as far as price goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I noticed
I'm one of those where, I'm always going to look for the discount. Not everybody does that. Like a lot of times, and I think Claude is somewhat of a proponent of this, he'll write the offer up at full price and negotiate it down later based on findings such as inspections and things of that nature, right? Mm-hmm. That is a method, and it works great. And it works great for some people. For me, what I've come to find that works best for me is if I deal with that as quickly as possible, and I am 100% of the time going to ask for a discount. Like I'm going to ask 100% of the time, and if I can't get the discount here's what I've also noticed, right? When somebody doesn't want to give me a discount, I will convince them that they are on the right track, in other words, I am going to use the fact that they won to my advantage. Does that make sense?
Elaborate?
Like they really know what they're doing. They talk me into something. They're in the driver's seat. They are working the program. They are the ones in charge of this whole thing. They're driving the bus.
Oh yeah.
No,
make them feel like they're in charge.
Changes the dynamic.
Yeah, make them feel like they're in charge, right? Because every single one of us always operate better when we feel like we're in charge. Mm-hmm. So you don't necessarily, and I find that in this game, it's a lot easier for women to do that. Like women know how to make a man feel like he's in charge, and we're never in charge. But you guys are really good at that. And I find that even in sales and in the real estate business, it is a technique that absolutely works to your advantage. Mm. That makes sense?
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I got your commitment, not only for a price, I got your commitment for a time, a follow-up, and also your commitment in terms of dealing with all of the other parties that might be party to this transaction.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Because you want to know, I asked you who's on title.
Yeah.
That's vital, because you do not want to be negotiating this whole thing with one somebody, and then they're able to introduce all of the ancillary parties in the end as an excuse to, not do your deal.
Mm-hmm.
So kill that sacred cow right up in the beginning. Like, yeah, no. Who all do you have to talk to? And most importantly, who all is on title?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
Okay.
Because no decision can be made until that is.
That's right. That's right. And a lot of people, some people, because of their jobs or because of their experience or whatever, they understand. They keep stuff in their pocket that they can use later to nix this thing. Well, I spoke to such and such, and I thought you told me you didn't have to speak to such and such.
That happened to me.
That's what I need to be able to come back with. Well, you said.
Right.
Well, you said. Well, you said, and every time I'm able to say, well, you said, now at least, now we're like, I'm kind of dealing with your integrity now.
Yeah, right.
Speaking of integrity, when I wrapped up the conversation, I made sure to edify and acknowledge yours.
Right. Yeah.
And kind of use it as leverage to hopefully have you. Now, keep in mind, none of this is 100% all the time. People are people.
Right. Yeah.
And all you can do is all you can do. But usually all you can do is enough.
Mm-hmm.
Right? As long as you make sure you do it. Right. So I got your commitment. I edified you in terms of, the quality of person that you were, and that you're a person of your word. And I hopefully made you feel like you were listened to in terms of what you were dealing with, and all of that. And I could have done more in terms of, kind of bringing the pain home a little bit, but it didn't feel like I had to. And you'll start to get a sense of when you feel like you might need to bring the pain home.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because, I was playing the role of already being so motivated to get out of there. But when somebody's like maybe an 8 or 9, that's when you bring more of the pain point.
Or more of a 7, an 8 or 9, they're pretty much a done deal. But, when you start, a 6, it's probably not even worth talking to. A 7 is probably about the point at which I feel like I can push them to the next level.
A hard 7.
Yeah, a hard 7. Exactly. That's it. That's great. I'm going to take this off so I can actually see you guys. Okay, hopefully you got a screenshot of that. Oh my God.
Yes, I did. Thank you so much for the world play.
Oh, you're welcome. Unfortunately, I had a whole bunch of people. I thought Justin was letting people in. Give me 1 second, guys. Maybe they're not there anymore.
Yeah, I had a seller that actually did exactly what you just explained a couple months ago. And what seemed like a good conversation. I got a commitment. And then, I guess her boyfriend wasn't on the title or anything, but she used it as an excuse to make it seem like he was uncomfortable with it when really she probably was.
Exactly. So the more of those situations you can cure up front. And again, we're always dealing with people. People are going to deceive. People are going to, have buyer's remorse. People are going to change their mind. All that stuff is going to go down. Mm-hmm. Right. But all we can do is to make sure that we do everything that we can. And at the end, you always want to recap. You always want to, do you have any additional questions for me? Are we good? Do we need to speak with someone else?
Are you comfortable?
Are you comfortable where we're going? Mm-hmm. All of that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's kind of hopefully you got a sense of where that conversation is going to go. It went a little bit longer because I really wanted to include as many elements, so especially some of the newer people could hear, where we want to, the information that we want to extract from these people, where we want to position ourselves in this conversation.
Yeah, that was a really great role play, and I recorded it.
Oh, good. And these are recorded too. So these are actually recorded. You can see them on YouTube on Justin Chamness. he on his channel, he has them on his YouTube channel. So you can always go in and rewatch them or download them as well.
Perfect.
And he'll post a replay link. He posts it both well, if you're in Claude's group, he does post it in the Skype.
Yeah, we're in that.
Yeah, so you'll see it in the Skype and you'll see the replay. So you can actually replay it. Okay. Thank you so much, Kiara. That was amazing. You know, I think you guys are going to be fantastic because you obviously have, you know, a lot of self-confidence. You obviously, you know, have the drive and the ability to, you know, have these conversations. And I'm guessing you have the heart, because there's a lot of heart in this thing, right?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like ideally, we want to help people.
Mm-hmm.
Ideally, we're not just out there just trying to buy cheap property, right? Plus, the way it works out, you really can't even buy cheap property unless you help somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you have to figure out, how can I help you? How can I identify to you the help that I'm giving you? You know, and then how can I deliver to both of our benefits?
Right. Yes. Yeah,
That's
we
it.
appreciate the role play so much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. You're amazing. You're amazing. Alex, you got a good one, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I've been told.
For sure. There's someone, let's see, Roslyn. Are you serious? Okay, unmute yourself and say hello. Where you been? Or are you on the line? You on the line with somebody?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hey, babe, how you doing?
I'm good. Where you been?
I was focused on, you know, training on the wholesaling diva, so I can train some people with you on here for the wholesaling with Miss Jane Gaines. And I told her, now I'm back with you all, so I finished that course. So I'm back.
Good.
I definitely want to work with you. I'm in that California market, so me and you need to do some partnership out there. I got 3 properties now that maybe we need to discuss. Okay. But hi, everybody.
Absolutely.
So you all know who I am. I'm Victor and Justin's favorite friend. I've been an investor for 28 years. I do it all, but I'm learning how to be the best of the best. So I'm staying a student. That's the main thing, being coachable. But I love you, Vic. Give me your contact number. Give me your contact number, okay? Yes, absolutely.
We'll do.
All right, love you.
Love you too. Great. Let's see who else. Anthony. Jerry Smith, Sandra, Corey, Jason Richter, Alex Guillen, Aisha, so great to have her back. Alex and Tiara for bringing the noise today. So appreciated. My man Horace, Yi Ming, my big partner Rick. He's another California guy out here that's just you know, doing the damn thing. Hey, you guys, thank you so much for showing up and showing out. Thank you so much, Alex and Tiara, for bringing what you bring. I'm wishing all you guys absolutely all the best, you know, luck in your business. And we're always here to support you, you know, if you need anything. Jerry Smith, what's up, buddy?
Victor, how's your program coming?
Which one?
What you're working on right now?
Well,
you're out in Ottawa, right? You're out in Ottawa?
I am in Iowa in a property that I'm actually, let me see if I can move this around. I am actually rehabbing this property and I'm actually staying here, and I actually have fallen in love with my little community, right? I have my walking path. I have my, all the storekeepers now know me. The lady has my coffee for me when I go up there in the morning. I am loving me some Iowa, and I would have never guessed that in a million years, right? I have 2 units on this lot. It's a 1.25 acre lot, and it has maybe next time I'll do a little video or something and play it so you guys can kind of, you know, maybe see what it's like. It has a big storefront / warehouse also on the property that's additional. The property itself is worth substantially more already than I paid for it. And so right now I'm just doing a little bit of, you know, I'm doing some painting, putting in some floors where the floors were damaged, doing a few little things. And so I just wanted to get out of LA for a minute. I ended up here. I've been here since the 4th. So I got stuck. So it's going really good, Jerry. Thanks for asking. But man, how's everything with you?
Everything is good, man. Everything is good.
Yeah. Good, man.
Nice to hear from you, man. Nice to hear from you.
Likewise. Always a pleasure, my man. Always a pleasure. Let me go through some of these comments because, Claude likes to go in here. Let's see. Anthony Belleville asked, where is this streaming on Facebook? It would be at realestatewholesalerclub.com or Real Estate Wholesalers Club in the Facebook group. So you would just go there. I believe there's 2 groups. One is public, one is private. I believe it's streaming on both of them. Not absolutely sure, but you can definitely see it on YouTube for, you don't have to be a member of anything there. Let's see. Claude said, doing a great job explaining guts. Thank you, Claude. Also said, find a need, create a need, or exacerbate a need in the prospect. That's exactly what we were looking to do, right? Find a need, and sometimes you have to bring it out. Sometimes you have to, needle them for it. Sometimes you have to go in there and kind of extract it and stuff, right? But unless you have a problem to solve, you don't have a deal. It's that simple. If you don't have a problem to solve, you probably don't have a deal. You have a good idea. You have something that even makes sense, but you don't have a deal because at any point, if it is not solving something major for them, ingrained in them that, this is finally going to be over, or, this greed is finally going to be met. If that is not the case, then, we get ghosted. Y'all know the deal. We've all been there. We get ghosted by people because everything is just numbers. Let's see. What's the contact number? Rick, awesome as always, Victor. Thank you, Rick. You the man, baby. Let's see. Rosalind, I'll go ahead and just, I'll put my contact number in there. Okay. So before we go, guys, anybody have any questions, any comments, any feedback? Especially, does anybody have anything that they want to say or add to the role play that Tiara so greatly did with us? Anybody have any feedback? Anywhere we could have done something different, better, more? Okay. I hear crickets, so that means that we did a pretty good job, Tiara.
She did an amazing job.
Wasn't she amazing? Oh my God, she killed it.
Thanks, guys.
Actually, I'm going to watch the replay.
All right, thank you, Jerry. You the man, baby. Hey, we got to get in touch. Hey, you guys, I have a bunch of properties in Georgia. If you guys have buyers in Georgia and they're all in the Atlanta area, I'll partner up with you. I have about 10 properties right now, including houses and vacant land. So if you have any buyers out there, reach out to me.
Okay, will do.
Okay, and yeah, let me know if you have buyers out there. We'll partner up, man. Share the love.
Okay, great.
All right, guys. Hey, thank you so much for showing up and showing out again. I will see you guys again next week. If you guys have any questions or anything, I'm on Messenger. You can, get in contact with me through the groups or whatever. And I'll be glad to answer any questions, or, we can do some role playing off schedule, whatever, to try to help each other out. Horace, were you going to say something? I saw you unmuted.
I appreciate everything, Victor.
You're welcome, my man. Good to see you, Horace, all the time.
Good to see you too. Thanks.
All right, you guys. Hey, you guys make it an amazing week, and let's get back together next week and talk about some successes, and love all you guys. Thanks for showing up and showing out for me.
Appreciate everybody. Have a great week.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, y'all. Have a good one.